Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the fourth film in the Small Axe series, Alex Wheatle. Before we begin, let me know in the comments if you were looking forward to this, or what your thoughts are if you've seen it already. And make sure to give this a thumbs up if you like these reviews. It helps me out immensely if you do that. Also, if you're new here and you like movies, please consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with reviews of new releases and some classics. But now, let's jump right into it. This stars Sheyi Cole as Alex Wheatle, chronicling his life from his childhood to his early adult years. Having spent his childhood in a mostly white institutional care home with no love or family, he finally finds not only a sense of community for the first time in Brixton, but his identity and ability to grow his passion for music and DJing. When he is thrown in prison during the Brixton Uprising of 1981, he confronts his past and sees a path to healing. Once again written and directed by Steve McQueen, as are the rest of the entries in this anthology, this is a true story, and like the last entry, Red, White, and Blue, this is focused more on an individual rather than a group of people like in Mangrove or Lovers Rock. This one's probably the closest to being more of a straight-up biopic than the other films, even though most of them are also based on true stories, but this takes place over the course of many years as opposed to honing in on one particular event or small group of events. It's framed with Alex in prison and reflecting on his life up until that point, and it'll cut back and forth between his childhood and early adult years to his time in prison. And I will say, Sheyi Cole does a great job as Alex. I thought he did a phenomenal job capturing him at so many different points in his life, like when he was happy DJing, as well as the anger that was captured at points like in the Brixton Uprisings. I also really liked Robbie G, who plays Alex's cellmate Simeon. They have a lot of passionate conversations where they discuss their differing perspectives on the system that they're fighting against, and there's especially one moment towards the end that I won't spoil, but like all the other entries, provides some really brilliant social commentary. And as always, Steve McQueen's direction is on point. The cinematography was top-notch, there were a lot of great close-ups, we felt like we were right there with these characters, and it all looked stunning. As always, there's no denying just how brilliant he is when it comes to the technical side of things. Now, while I don't think this movie's bad, unfortunately, this is by far the weakest entry in the entire series, and that reason being, it feels so incredibly surface level compared to the other stories. I'm not saying it's totally one-dimensional, as I just mentioned there were some moments of great social commentary, but McQueen attempts to tell a story that spans years in a very short runtime of 66 minutes. And what doesn't make sense to me is, McQueen himself has called all these entries movies, despite the fact that Small Axe is labeled as a TV series. Yet it feels like he tried working within the time constraints of a TV series, which wasn't the case with any of these other movies, other than maybe Lovers Rock so far, which is only slightly longer, because you rarely spend a lot of time in any of these moments. I'm always down for a movie that has a tight screenplay and feels fast-paced, but while McQueen's camera work is top-notch as always, you don't always feel the emotional impact of all these scenes, or in fact a lot of these scenes. This will bounce around so quickly that for many of these moments, they're over before you even realize it, or they'll touch upon this one aspect of Alex's life and then just totally move past it. It seems like Alex has been through a lot, and he's changed extensively through all of it. Yet it feels like McQueen was trying to get through as much as possible without letting the audience take in any of it for more than a few minutes, and it just leads to a very jarring experience. It's already very difficult to tell a biopic in 2 hours runtime, and while I usually don't doubt McQueen's abilities, he tried telling this story in literally half that time, and while I think it's a well done movie with some really emotional moments, it doesn't hit nearly as hard as it should have. So far, this is easily the weakest entry in the entire Small Axe series. It's well acted with a great lead performance by Sheyi Cole, as well as a solid supporting role from Robbie G, and it has something interesting to say in some scenes on top of some top-notch direction from McQueen, but this tries to cover so much in such little time, and it felt really unnecessary to do that. This was held back by sticking to a 1 hour runtime, and really should have been much closer to 2 hours. While the performances are worth checking out, and there are enough well-done moments throughout, it was honestly a bit disappointing. Alex Wheatle gets a 6.5 out of 10. So this weekend we get the final entry in this series, Education. I'll try to have that out as quickly as possible. I know it took me over a week to do Red, White, and Blue, and with so much coming out these last few weeks, I'll try not to have that be the case with this, so stay tuned for that, and much more coming soon. Let me know though, did you see Alex Wheatle, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like the story? Did you enjoy the performances? And what's your favorite movie directed by Steve McQueen? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll catch you next time.